Welcome to St Andrews for live coverage of this Adobe Women's FA Cup quarter-final tie between WSL giants Manchester City and the leaders of WSL 2, Birmingham City.
The FA Women's Cup goes to Birmingham City.
Manchester City, league winners, Continental Cup winners, and now FA Cup winners.
Portray, and that's her hat-trick. What a finish from Pugino.
And Lee Gunmin makes it 6.
Laura Coombs on the end of it.
Oh my goodness, Neve Heron!
Made him up. Great goal.
And this a really big day for Birmingham City. On Wednesday, they went top of WSL 2, and now they face the champions-elect in the WSL, Manchester City, a team who may regard this as a very useful yardstick with promotion very close this season. Amy Merrick's there, hoping she can guide her team to an FA Cup semi-final as well. And Amy Crosthwaite scored the winning goal here in the final minute against Sunderland on Wednesday to send Birmingham above Charlton and top of the table. And she gets a start today. Amy Merrick has rotated her team, but the 23-year-old, who has 8 goals this season, is among the starters, and she will try and make the most of a massive opportunity. And Neve Heron will captain the side, the former Sunderland central defender, and she has been a commanding presence at the back for Birmingham City throughout their season in Women's Super League 2, and she will be up against some of the best in the game here at St Andrews today. And Birmingham City currently top of Women's Super League 2. They've won the FA Cup as well. They were one of the dominant teams at the start of the WSL era. They won the competition in 2012. They got as far as the 3rd round last season, and with 5 wins in their last 6, they're one of the form teams in the country. And Andre Jeglerts and Manchester City on the verge of their first WSL title for a decade, but they'll be keen to double up with the Women's FA Cup as well. And it's a very strong team picked by Jeglerts today. There have been changes, but the quality is not really diminished, with one of the strongest squads in the game, and they have eyes on a League and Cup double. And Chiara Keating, still only 21 years of age, but a full England international. She comes back into goal today. Of course, she was the Manchester City #1 for a time when she was a teenager, but she's currently behind Ayaka Yamashita in the pecking order, but gets the opportunity in the Women's FA Cup here today once again. And at the other end of the pitch, there is Bunny Shaw, the Jamaican international. 20 goals so far this season, including 2 hat-tricks in the Women's Super League. And she turns her attention to the Women's FA Cup here today. And she'll be keen to guide her team towards yet another semi-final. Manchester City 9 points clear at the top of the Women's Super League, 3 times winners of the Women's FA Cup. And they got as far as the semi-finals last season, but they're unbeaten in their last 5 games as they close in on what they hope will be their best ever season. And it's a beautiful day at St Andrews for such a big game. And Birmingham City enjoyed so much drama on Wednesday evening when they had to wait until the final moments for their winning goal against Sunderland in WSL 2, and they would take something similar here today. The draw for the semi-finals has already been made, and the winners of this tie will travel to Chelsea. They won their quarter-final late in the day, 2-1 against Tottenham earlier on. And the winners from yesterday, Liverpool and Brighton, will meet in the other semi-final. Of course, Liverpool winning the game at the end of extra time away to Charlton at the Valley. And Brighton, the real story so far in the Women's FA Cup quarter-finals, winning 2-0 at Arsenal. So one of Liverpool or Brighton will be in the final. And these two sides playing for the right to meet the serial winners of this competition, Chelsea, in their semi-final. But fans of all ages have gathered here at St Andrews to watch Birmingham City here today. They're hoping to head back to the Women's Super League this season, but they'd also love a semi-final in the Women's FA Cup. It's a big day here at St Andrews. The leaders of Women's Super League 2 facing the runaway leaders of Women's Super League. Birmingham City against Manchester City in the quarter-finals of the Adobe Women's FA Cup. Bunny Shaw hoping to help her team through to yet another FA Cup semi-final. Manchester City have reached that stage on 9 previous occasions, and they beat Birmingham in the final back in 2017, but since then Birmingham have fallen away from the top level, but they're now looking to return, and they have a great chance to get promotion this season, and they could be facing the likes of Manchester City on a more regular basis next season. And today may be a very useful guide for Amy Merricks to see how close her team are. Amy Merricks makes 5 changes to the team, which beats Sunderland on Wednesday to go top of WSL 2. Lily Crosthwaite came on to score a last-minute winner, and she's rewarded with a start. Sinead Hopcroft will be at the heart of midfield, and Shannon Cook is recalled to the back 4 alongside Hannah Silcock, and Lee Gwen-Min starts for the first time since the victory over Chatham in the previous round. Manchester City make 4 changes to the team, which dismantled United at Old Trafford. Kiara Keating gets another start in goal. Leila Wahabi and Iman Bene could both be attack-minded fullbacks, and 3 times winner Laura Coombs replaces Vivian Miedemar, who was not involved. But with Alex Greenwood, Sam Coffey and Bunny Shaw all starting, this is a very strong team. And it's a holiday weekend in the United Kingdom, and a decent-sized crowd here at St Andrews to watch this game. And these two clubs have not met since Birmingham's relegation from the Women's Super League back in 2022. And it was a star-studded Manchester City team which beat Birmingham in the final back in 2017. This Birmingham side has a number of fine players. The French under-23 international Océane Hutre, signed from Paris Saint-Germain, scored a hat-trick against Chatham in the previous round. She will be a player to watch, operating on the right-hand side of the trio behind Lily Crosthwaite. And of course, in terms of goals, you can't look beyond Bunny Shaw. 20 in all competitions so far this season. Grace Lowe is our referee for this game, and Amy Merricks will be hoping for her side to try and cause Manchester City 1 or 2 problems. She has made changes, but a number of the players who have performed for so much of the campaign have been given starts. But Andre Jeglerts has such a deep squad to choose from. The leaders of WSL 2 facing the champions-elect in the Women's Super League, and it's Birmingham City wearing all blue who have got the game underway. Attacking the goal away to our right, and the offside flag has been raised very early on. Matthew Joyce, the assistant, on this near side. Two sides who have not met for 4 years. Manchester City winning 6-0 on the previous occasion when Birmingham were heading out of the Women's Super League. And they've won the last 10 games in all competitions since Ellen White scored both goals here for Birmingham in a WSL victory back in February of 2018. Here is Alex Greenwood. An FA Cup winner with both Manchester City and Liverpool, and also won the French Cup with Lyon as well. Coombs. Now Greenwood again. Greenwood going long, looking for Shaw, who for a moment was in behind Silcott. Appeals for offside, but the flag stays down. But now Crosthwaite can bring the ball away for Birmingham, but Coffey quickly wins it back. Silcott, though, was able to play the ball away, and now Hertre with the opportunity to use her pace down the left-hand side for Birmingham. Lee waits in the centre with the cross, took a deflection, and it's claimed at the near post by Keating. But that's maybe a taste of things to come for Birmingham and how they could find some joy in this game. Hertre maybe just lacking the support in the centre. But I think we will see Birmingham play on the counter-attack for much of this game. Hasegawa. Now Wahabi, Spanish Cup winner on multiple occasions with Barcelona. Greenwood, Shaw coming short. Benet just happy to work it back inside to Rose, but the crossfield ball in the end is overhit, and Birmingham will regard that as a relative moment of success to force Andre Eglert's team to give the ball away. And that low sun could become an issue for both teams the longer the game goes on. Lee. And it's back to Lucy Thomas. Slightly heavy touch from her, and she invites the pressure, but does find Crosthwaite, but only briefly. Wahabi. Hammered to safety. Towards Lindstrom. But Jade Rose, the Canadian international, is there. Greenwood. Birmingham, Women's FA Cup winners back in 2012 when they beat Chelsea in a penalty shootout. Rachel Williams and Karen Carney scoring their goals in a 2-2 draw. And they had some legends involved in their shootout. Rachel Unit, Jodie Taylor and Karen Carney scoring their goals, and Becky Spencer making a save. They were also runners-up to Manchester City in that final in 2017. Lucy Bronze, Izzy Christiansen, Carly Lloyd and Jill Scott all on the score sheet for Manchester City that day. Charlie Wellings with the reply for Birmingham. Coombs. Quickly helped on by Fugino, and then Cleared away by Hertre. And Hertre looks for Lee, cut out by Coffey. Miyagawa losing out. Now Wahabi. Greenwood. It's a good turn from Coombs, but covered well by Hopcroft. She'll have a key role at the heart of the Birmingham midfield today. Hemp almost opened up for the shot. In the end, she delivers the cross in, and it's just about cleared. Hasegawa, Hemp, and she's offside. So Birmingham having to defend at full stretch once again, and it was Shannon Cook who was able to scramble that ball to safety. She was trying to look after the movement of Bunny Shaw at the far post. Cook, the former West Ham United defender, also came through the US college system with LSU Tigers. Cross right. Oh, and she nearly picked out Lee down the centre, but here is Lindstrom. And she works the 1-2 with Miyagawa, but then the flag's raised for offside. But Birmingham, a team who should be full of confidence. 4 wins in 5. And they've gradually reeled Charlton in at the top of the Women's Super League 2 table. They're now level on points with them. 3 points clear of Crystal Palace, who won yesterday. And they've got 2 games left in the regular season. At home to Ipswich, and then a trip to the Valley, and it could be a title decider against Charlton. 2 go up, and the 3rd team is heading into a playoff with the bottom club in the Women's Super League, and that's the game that certainly Birmingham, Charlton and Crystal Palace are playing to avoid at the moment. Newcastle losing ground, dropping points at home to Nottingham Forest yesterday. Benet in towards Shaw, and just like that, Manchester City take the lead. Bunny Shaw on the mark in the Women's FA Cup. And one pass carved open the Birmingham defence. And Lucy Thomas completely exposed as Shaw guided the ball beyond her to score her 21st goal of the season. Benet picking out Shaw, and it was clever running in behind the run of Shannon Cook. Benet with an excellent weight on the pass, which just allowed Shaw to guide it home. And Manchester City are on their way. Coffey. That goal coming at a time when Birmingham were beginning to settle down themselves. Here is Hemp. Wahabi's got space for the cross. Birmingham will clear again. And Amy Merricks. Shaw worked on trying to cut out the service to Bunny Shaw, but one pass finding her, and there was nearly another opportunity there. Heron doing just enough with the challenge, and now Hertre finding Lee. Hopcroft, great encouragement for Birmingham whenever they look to build an attack. Lindstrom, and she'll get there before Rose. The pullback is quickly cut out by Hasegawa. Benet. Keating. getting rid. Birmingham briefly had it back, but now City will try and break with Hemp. Scored in the previous meeting along with Laura Coombs 4 years ago. For Gino. Wahabi, she was looking for Hemp. It's gathered by Lucy Thomas. He replaced Adriana French in the victory at Bristol City and has kept her place since. Manchester City had the throw-in. Yeglerts to shield his eyes from the sun, but no doubt he'll have seen the quality of Buddy Shaw's finish. Birmingham were one of the major forces in English women's football when the Women's Super League was formed. They were runners-up to Arsenal in the first 2 years and also had that FA Cup win. Played in the Champions League. But more enterprise from her again, but challenge made by Bennett. Coffey. Such a good signing made by Manchester City in the transfer window, Sam Coffey. The experience of winning the NWSL with Portland and also the Olympic gold with the United States in Paris. Coffey again. Greenwood. And Hemp is always available. Silcock with the challenge, but able to regather. And Bene will try and keep this alive, but it's behind for a goal kick. Bunny Shaw making the most of that pinpoint assist from Bene to open the scoring, taking Shannon Cook out of the game. Lee. Birmingham have the throw-in. Vivian Miedemar in the Manchester City team today. She's not even on the bench as they just manage her fitness. And a number of young players could get an opportunity later on. Crossway gets there before Greenwood. Now she needs some support, and the cross was overhit, but it's quickly recovered by Hertler, but now Rose and Bennett. And Manchester City deal with that. But plenty of attacking verve in this Birmingham team. And Manchester City have already had a taste of that. Keating under pressure there, but she's able to clear. Shaw wins it back from Miyagawa. Hemp. And Silcock, the Liverpool loanee, timed that well. Hasegawa. Wahabi. Another dangerous cross in. And Birmingham don't get it away, but Hemp sends the volley wide. It was a real chance to make it 2-0. Wahabi looking for Shaw, it was beyond her. And they nearly won it back, and it sat up nicely for Hemp. Following the clearance from her to a complete miss kick, but Hemp just unable to guide it inside that far post. McKenna. Birmingham have the throw in. Crossthwaite playing the ball in field, and Lee was just clipped there. It will be a free kick. Sam Coffey with the challenge. Lee was smartly in, and she's another who's shown plenty of energy so far. The South Korean international, signed from Brighton. Birmingham have really invested well in their team over the last couple of years, and that's been reflected in their results. Hurtsworth is over the free kick, along with Hopcroft, and she curls it, but it's lifted too high. And that was a bit of a waste. Amy Merricks saw her team lose out on the final day of the season last year. She'll be hoping there are no similar issues in the current campaign, as we need a change of ball here. Graclow just checking the pressure. Birmingham were relegated following that loss to Manchester City in 2022. They've had 2 second-place finishes since. They were 2 points behind London City last season. Two games to play. It's going to be tight, with 3 points covering the top 3 clubs. Manchester City, of course, have 3 games left in the WSL, and then 9 points clear, but Arsenal do have games in hand. Amy Merricks will be putting aside the promotion race here today. Greenwood's back pass, Keating just leaving the penalty area. Wahabi. Greenwood challenged by Lee, but strong enough to evade that. Miyagawa. Hopcroft. Crossthwaite. Crossthwaite delivers that ball in, but safe hands from Kiara Keating. Coffey. Shaw. Good turn from her, but good challenge as well from Silcock. Now Hemp. Coombs. Clever change of direction. She delivers that ball in. Virginia was waiting. Hurtsworth's challenge will help to send it behind for a goal kick to Birmingham. They've done well to stay in the game despite the early concession of the goal. This was the cross in from Crossthwaite, which was well dealt with by Keating. When Manchester City entered the Women's Super League, Birmingham were one of the teams to beat. No surprise that City have dominated possession so far in this game. When they first met in the 2014 season. Keris Harrop was among the scorers when Birmingham won 2-0, and Karen Carney got both in a 2-1 win at Manchester City. Crossthwaite. Oh, and Keating maybe just got a touch on that. But more encouragement for the home side. It was Wahabi who was dispossessed by Crossthwaite. And then Miyagawa. Crossthwaite seeking out the run of Lindstrom. And Keating not getting the touch. Nobody did. And that's been given away by Hasegawa. Forward towards Lee. Now Crossthwaite looking to take on Wahabi, but Greenwood steps in. But it will be a corner kick for Birmingham. And Masato Miyagawa once again helping to break things up for Birmingham, and Manchester City finding themselves under pressure. Bertra will deliver this. First corner of the game. Right to the 6-yard area. And it was nodded towards goal by Cook. And it's behind for a goal kick. Birmingham enjoying a very good spell in this game. And they need to try and make the most of it and come back into this game. Heron. Cook will step in before Lindstrom, but overruns it. Lee. Rose this time will concede the throw-in. Manchester City will be able to regather themselves here. The final touch was off Sinead Hopcroft. Bene going back towards Rose, and Manchester City just keeping it simple in that sort of area. Miyagawa. It's a nice turn from Lindstrom. Ball not quite sticking with Crossthwaite. And it's headed away by Shannon Cook, and it will be a throw-in for City. Figino. Coffey. Manchester City looking for their 4th Women's FA Cup. Meeting Birmingham, West Ham in 2019 and Everton in 2020. They were runners-up to Chelsea in 2022. They've never failed to reach the quarterfinals in the Women's Super League era. They lost to Manchester United at this stage, or the semi-final stage, last season. Villa and Spurs, the last clubs to beat City in the quarterfinals. Greenwood, back to Keating. She drills it into the path of Hasegawa, but she's always able to deal with that. And now Lauren Hem can break forward for Manchester City. Shaw. Figino waits at the far post. Back to Wahabi. Hem. And the cross. And the header is just wide. Well, it was good football again. Shaw remaining onside there. And just watch Laura Coombs coming in at the far post. Nobody picked her up. All she could do in the end was nod it across the face of goal, and it was wide. Andre Jäglert, winner of the Swedish Cup during his time with Umeå, who for a time were the best club in Europe. Also won the UEFA Cup with them when Marta, the great Brazilian, was the star player. And he was in charge when Arsenal beat them to win England's first European crown back in 2007 when Alex Scott scored the only goal. Thomas. Here is Lee. Silcock and Cook. Plenty of time here for Miyagawa. Lee. Miyagawa. Crossthwaite. Lee. The option is to the left and hurt her, but she couldn't quite deliver the ball there. Manchester City maybe just looking to take the sting out of this. But now they can suddenly break. Hem is waiting for Shaw in support. She opens out her body, but the challenge comes in before Coffey tries to take over, but it's broken up by Cook, and Crossthwaite will bring it forward now for Birmingham. Miyagawa. Coombs with a challenge on Miyagawa. Birmingham City continue to offer a threat here. And Amy Merricks, I'm sure, is delighted with the performance, if not quite the scoreline so far. Free kick pumped high by Hopcroft, and Keating able to gather. Lee. That's a smart turn away from Coffey. Needs some movement ahead of her. In towards Lindstrom, but Rose was there to cover. Kasugawa. Now Fujino. Hem. Fujino. Cross in towards Shaw, but cleared away by Selkop. Bertre. She's given the ball away to Bennett. Plenty of time here for Greenwood. Fujino. Fujino, a winner of the Empress Cup during her time with Tokyo Verdy in Japan. Yui Hasegawa also picked up that particular honour. Bene, the cross is deflected, and Thomas lost it, but Birmingham were able to do just enough. Rose. Shaw. And it's pulled back and then laid back to Fagino, who went for precision. And Thomas was able to make the save. Fagino there with a bit of a trundler in the end when she had plenty of time to set her sights. Coombs smartly on towards Hemp. Shaw in the centre. It's beyond her. Now Fagino, but Petre will try and make the challenge. Bene, though, takes over. No free kick given. And the young Finn Lindstrom does well. Lee. Birmingham have recruited from a number of WSL clubs, and the side has clearly felt the benefit. They were very busy in January. And as a result, they have gradually risen up the table and are now at the summit with 2 games to play. Hemp. They've enjoyed themselves in the FA Cup. 3 big wins. 6-0 against Sporting Calcer, 6-2 against Hull, and 8-0 here against the giant killers Chatham. Manchester City have also faced lower division opposition. And they put 6 past Bournemouth and 4 at home to Sheffield United. But this is certainly a step up in class for both clubs in terms of their opposition so far this season. Coombs. Now Hemp around the back, but Silcock is able to recover at the expense of a corner. Manchester City have so much movement and experience in this sort of area. Maybe a case of offside against Hemp, but it was a very tight call. Manchester City corner. Coffey's delivery. Osthwaite was there at the near post. She's just unable to bring it forward. Fagino makes the challenge. Now Wahabi. Shaw. That's a nice turn. Wahabi in space. Cleared away by Miyagawa. Hemp. And Wahabi. Coffey. And Hemp will win the corner kick. Lee Quinn Min. Manchester City continuing to enjoy around 70% of the possession. They've had all of the shots on target so far. 13 touches inside the Birmingham area compared to 3 at the other end. Deeper from Coffey this time. Headed away by Cook. Wahabi. A more decisive clearance. Into the shadows where there is plenty of time for Keating. Bene. Greenwood. Hasegawa. Gino. Benet. Hertra has got through plenty of defensive work so far, better known as a flying winger, but she'll have been aware of her responsibilities here today. Up against the Swiss teenager. Andre Eglerts still has the likes of Mary Fowler and Caroline on the bench if he needs more attacking intent. It's important for Birmingham that they get to half-time no more than a goal down. Hammered downfield by Thomas. Rose. Now Greenwood. Coffee. Wahabi. Asagawa. Rose. Again, Birmingham working so hard without the ball. Fagino. Really, it's been all about staying in the game. Since the early goal from Bunny Shaw, they've had one or two fleeting opportunities. But now Shaw finding Wahabi. Coombs on towards Hem, and it was blocked by Cook. The clearance only finds Shaw, and it's off the post. City have it back again with Wahabi. Asagawa. Wahabi. That's claimed. Unchallenged by Lucy Thomas. And it wasn't the cleanest contact from Bunny Shaw. Took a big deflection as well off Niamh Heron. And that was enough to send it against the post. And there we are, Manchester City with the bulk of the attempts and all of the efforts on target. Hem. Wahabi. Rose. Fagino. Greenwood. Now Benet. Nice turn that by Shaw. Quickly in towards Hempel. You can see what she was trying, but the back heel back to Shaw didn't quite come off. Lauren Hemp scored in the 2019 final against West Ham and has 3 in the Women's FA Cup so far this season. Greenwood. Just skip away from Benet. But Andre Eglerts will want the second goal here. He'll want this game to be put to bed as quickly as possible. He does have young players on the bench, Gracie Pryor, Emu Oyama and Lily Murphy, and I'm sure he'd like to give them all an opportunity. But here's an opportunity now for Gino, but it's played well by Thomas. Shaw with the attempted setup. It ricocheted off a Birmingham boot, but Thomas was able to claim. Wahabi. Liverpool were taken to the final 5 minutes of extra time before they beat Charlton at the Valley yesterday. Manchester City scoring early here, but they're being made to work hard. Birmingham just need to try and hang in there and hope they can create that one big chance. Hopcroft can't gather there. Fujino. Now Shaw. Tried to work the ball in field to Hasegawa. But now Lee. Looking for the run of Lindstrom down the centre. Maybe the difference between these two sides, and bearing in mind Manchester City are currently the best team in the Women's Super League by some distance. Just the speed at which City work the ball through midfield. Birmingham at times have been chasing shadows, but they've been defensively very good. Hasegawa. Silcott. Wants to make a hurried challenge there, but Wahabi will quickly take the throw in. Here is Hemp. The ball in. Not having enough juice on it. Hasegawa. Coombs. Shaw. Finding Bane. It's a clever turn by Hasegawa. It's allowed to run by Coombs, but Hemp maybe not quite reading it. Greenwood. Wahabi. Coombs. Silcock was in the way. And Hasegawa was in the way of the ball from Hopcroft, but here she is again. Hopcroft. Here is McKenna. Crossthwaite. She's been the danger down the right. And here she goes again, looking to take on Wahabi. Wahabi, though, using her experience, but has to concede the corner. Wahabi not taking any chances there, didn't want to dive in. Birmingham here with the opportunity to load the penalty area. Needs to be a good delivery from Ocean Hertra. And a goal now on the stroke of half-time would make a huge amount of difference. But Keating again with very secure handling. Coffey. Coombs under pressure from Shannon Cook, who has stepped forward. And Bennett all the way back to Keating. And City show their class there by working their way out of that situation. Coombs. Wahabi. Now for Gino. Hasegawa in towards Shaw, but the header's off target. Shaw scoring with the game's first real opportunity, and she's had one significant chance since. But it remains only a single goal as we head towards of one added minute at the end of the first half. And that is half-time. Well, the home crowd really proud of Birmingham's performance. Bunny Shaw with the only goal so far. Excellent through ball from Iman Bene to find her, and Shaw did the rest with a first-time finish. She's also seen a shot deflected against the post. Manchester City with all of the game's significant chances, but Birmingham have been able to hold them at bay in the main. Half-time, Birmingham City 0, Manchester City 1. And here are the first half highlights of this Adobe Women's FA Cup quarter-final. Manchester City taking the lead thanks to Iman Bene's excellent ball forward. And Bunny Shaw doing what she tends to usually do. Her 21st goal of the season. Bene working the 1-2 with Hasegawa. And Shaw with her run in behind Shannon Cook. And that first time finish giving Lucy Thomas no chance at all. Manchester City 1-0 up in the 8th minute. And they had more opportunities in the first half. Leah Wahabi with the cross in there. And it was Hertra's slice clearance. And it fell to Lauren Hemp, but she guided the volley just wide. Manchester City at this stage looks set to very quickly build on their lead. Hertra under pressure, but Hemp unable to take advantage. And then Lauren Hemp finding plenty of room again down the left-hand side. Shaw made the run towards the near post. Wahabi finding Hemp again, and it was Laura Coombs who came in with the far post header. Manchester City's movement at times too much for Birmingham to appreciate. Coombs may well have been looking for a teammate at the far post. And Bene again causing problems on the right, finding Hasegawa. And the low cross deflected. Lucy Thomas unable to deal with it, but Birmingham just about scrambled it away. And then Shaw given the room to turn. It was laid back to Fujino. And her shot lacking the power. Simple save for Lucy Thomas in the end. Bunny Shaw doing plenty of good work outside the penalty area. in addition to her goal. And it was Shaw again, finding Wahhabi. Coombs picking out Hemp. She went for the curler, but it was blocked by Cook, but it fell out to short, and it took a big deflection off Heron, and it came back off the post. Well, Niamh Heron didn't know too much about it, but in the end she maybe stopped a goal. Manchester City had one further chance to extend their lead. Ioba Figino's cross shot, though, was gathered by Lucy Thomas. And it's 1-0 to the Sky Blues at half-time. So Manchester City with all of the attempts on target so far and nearly 3/4 of the possession, but Birmingham City will take heart from the fact they remain in the game with the deficit only a single goal. And the FA Cup's most decorated side, Arsenal, entertained Brighton in the first quarter-final tie of the weekend. Ben Andrews saw that one, but first of all, let's find out how the current holders Chelsea managed earlier on today against Tottenham. Michael McCann, your commentator here.
James to deliver, only half away. Walsh's shot blocked by England. Thompson. James so dangerous when she starts to slalom. Puts in a teasing ball, which needed the intervention from Kopp. He's begging for a blue shirt to get a final touch on it. Still needed the Spurs keeper regardless. Walsh links up with Thompson. Now invites Nusken to join the attack. Digs out the cross, and there's Kerr! Kieran Walsh, the conductor of the Chelsea orchestra. Sam Kerr, the virtuoso first violinist, who applies the finishing touch. Sensational assist. Kerr's 4th FA Cup goal this season. Quick to credit Walsh for making it. Sumanen. Oh, it's gone in! I'm not sure Evelina Sumanen meant it. I'm not sure the Spurs fans behind that goal will care one jot. Spurs are level. Hampton got a touch on it, but couldn't stop it. The first goal in 4 games for Spurs against Chelsea. Oh, it's a hospital pass from Neil Den. It's Kerr. And it's Kopp who's rescued Spurs. Superb from the keeper. He was heroics in the penalty shootout in round 5 against London City. Got them here. Interception from Morris. It comes for Boomer. And it's Beaumont to strike! The 19-year-old with her first goal for Chelsea. The defender with a strike any forward would be proud of, that might have put Chelsea into the semi-finals. So little time for Spurs to respond. Cuthbert loses it to Hull. Maybe one last chance for Spurs. Finds Tambert. Tambert drags it wide. Katinga Tambert just off balance when she struck it.
Pressure on the ball from Brighton here, and it's worked. Kirby and Cankovic between them have robbed Kim Little. It's still Cankovic here, and that's a really good hit, and it needed saving. Definitely dipping in from Jankovic. Van Domselaar with early work to do here. Really bright start from Brighton. They've got a corner. Arsenal haven't really dealt with that as Haley jumps. And Rule through the crowd and out again. Well, Van Domselaar was beaten that time. It's a good job for Arsenal that Kim Little's on the line. Scrapping away, Stina Blackstenius. This is Chloe Kelly. Oh, that's a great ball! And it had to be the opening goal for Holmberg, but somehow it isn't. Great keeping. Nadozi got out there. The long ball is a good ball for Madison Haley. Into Kirby. Back for Haley to chase here. Oh, she has! Brilliantly! What a goal! Madison Haley blasting past La Codina and then blasting past Van Domselaar. From that angle, that is a terrific finish. And Brighton lead at Meadow Park. And I think you'd say they deserve it. Kirby really could spell this for Brighton. This is Camacho. She's been good since coming on, and now she's tested Van Domselaar. Arsenal not looking themselves here. Rattled. Kirby with the corner. Hayes with the header. 2-0. And the shock is really on now. La Codina went walkabout. Caitlin Hayes takes advantage. Brighton 2 up in this quarter-final. McCabe's corner, not a good one. Out as far as Mariona Caldente. Anything in the way will do now for Brighton. Liv Smith in towards Ford. Little, that's blocked as well. Smith again. La Codina beaten out by Nadozi. Well, that must be it now. A look at the watch. And a blow of the whistle. And Brighton have completely deserved it. They've shut down the Gunners. And the Seagulls are in the semis.
So Brighton, with the surprise result, winning 2-0 at Arsenal. And they are through to the quarterfinals, along with Liverpool, who had to rely on a late goal in extra time to beat the other WSL2 team involved, Charlton Athletic. And as we've seen, the holders Chelsea into yet another semi-final earlier today, beating Tottenham by 2-1. At half-time in this game, Manchester City leading Birmingham by a 0-0. And the semi-final draw has been made, and Chelsea will be at home to the winners of this tie, so potentially a meeting between two of the real giants of the game, Chelsea and Manchester City, and that would be a repeat of at least one final going back over the years. And Liverpool and Brighton will meet in the other semi-final, and both of their WSL games this season were drawn, so that promises to be very tight, and the ties will be played on the weekend of the 9th and 10th of May. And welcome back to St Andrews at half-time. Manchester City leading Birmingham City by a 1-0. Bunny Shaw scoring the only goal so far. Birmingham already out for the second half. They're now joined by Manchester City. Andre Yeglert seeing Bunny Shaw give his team and those supporters the perfect start. They have dominated much of the game since, but they've not been able to get the insurance of the second goal. The Birmingham supporters will still be hopeful here that they can cause an upset. They had fleeting moments where they looked like they could create opportunities. They've got the pace certainly with Hertford and Crosthwaite in the wide areas. They need to see more of the ball in the second half. Merricks has said her piece. Can Emily Crosthwaite produce more drama late in the game here? Manchester City get the second half underway. Bunny Shaw's goal the difference so far. Shaw in pursuit of this. Thomas is able to clear for Birmingham. Manchester City in the dark green shirts attacking the goal away to our right in the second half. 8 attempts in the first half, but only 2 on target, although Bunny Shaw also saw a shot deflected against a post. Rose. Once again, Kiara Keating is comfortable to join in, some way outside the penalty area. Just has to hurry a bit here. And that's cut out by Hertre. And now Benet. Benet again, closed down by Hertre. It will be a Manchester City throw-in. It was Benet's ball which made the early goal for Shaw. For Gino. And now Rose. Manchester City scoring 11 goals without reply so far in this season's Women's FA Cup. And they've got Brighton away, Liverpool at home, and West Ham away to come in the Women's Super League. Of course, they have benefited, if that's the right word, from not having the demands of European competition this season, and they will be involved in the UEFA Champions League next year, so there will be further demands on a squad which is already pretty well stacked in most areas. Rose, as a former winner of the competition, I'm sure Andre Yeglert will be very happy to have the demands of European competition. Coffey, Benet, was cut out by Miyagawa. Fugino. Coombs makes the dart to the right, but Fugino goes to the left and Shaw. And Lily Crosthwaite can bring that ball away. And that's an interesting ball in behind. And Keating will stride out to get there before Rebecca McKenna. And Keating was very quickly off her line there. easiest conditions for goalkeepers, with that low sun shining right into her eyes as the sun dips behind the railway end to our right-hand side. Rose. Now Keating. She's always got someone like Hasegawa able to take over. Greenwood. Birmingham once again putting on the pressure. It was Rebecca McKenna there. Gino. Now Rose. Hasegawa. Now Rose again. Birmingham here with an opportunity, but Walter Lindstrom just unable to get there. And Avery Merricks has clearly prepared her team very well for this game, and while they've had to absorb plenty of pressure, at no stage have they really been swamped by Manchester City. Sure, she'll be looking to get indications of players who may be able to cope in this sort of environment, with a potential tilt at the Women's Super League coming up next season. Of course, they still have work to do. 2 games to play in the Women's Super League 2. Shaw on to Coombs. She looks for Hemp. Not quite enough on the pass, and Silcock was able to clear. Bertrand, well, that was loose. Shaw, Coombs, and it's gathered by Thomas. Coombs is penalised for pulling back Masato Miyagawa. Crossthwaite in pursuit, but Keating using the full extremity of her penalty area to gather there. Birmingham do have wealthy owners off the field who have invested in both the men's and women's team over the last couple of years. I'm sure they'll be keen to establish Birmingham back in the top flight. They produced so many great players at the start of the Women's Super League era. Laura Bassett, Karen Carney, and so many others. Rachel Williams was the top scorer in the WSL in its first ever season. Coffey. But as the game began to change at the very highest level, Birmingham were one of the teams who were left behind. Rose. Fugino. Now Greenwood. Coffey. Looking for Shaw. No flag. Shaw able to bring the ball down. Hemp. Coombs. Shaw. Fujino to her right. It's all too tight though. Coombs. And Coffey. Shaw. Well, it's won back well by Hopcroft. Birmingham need a good ball here to break. Crossthwaite. Found by Miyagawa. Lee down the centre. Silcock. Crossthwaite again. Miyagawa. Unable to turn away from Greenwood. And Manchester City can now break. Coombs. Hemp. Either side with an attempt on goal in the opening minutes of the second half, and I'm sure Birmingham will defensively at least take some encouragement from that. Long ball forward there, almost picking up the run of Fujino. But Thomas reading the bounce, and Fujino again with good movement in behind Heron. Lee, free kick conceded by Coffey. The longer it stays 1-0, the more Birmingham will grow in confidence here. Thomas just bounces over the head of McKenna. Jaglert's retreating to the bench for a moment. The shadows are beginning to lengthen, but Manchester City's penalty area remains very much in the spotlight. Bene, that's been given away. Heron. Lee. Heron. Just overhit into the arms of Keating. Silcock gets there before Hemp, but Hemp puts her under pressure. As a result, here is Shaw. Cook looking to hold her up, and in the end she makes the challenge. Crossthwaite. Silcock. Hopcroft, but it's straight to Rose. Shaw. And now Shaw in pursuit again, but all the way through to Thomas. The winners of this tie away to Chelsea. Lee. Good challenge from Hasegawa. But then Crossthwaite and McKenna working hard to win it back. Heron. On Lindstrom, beaten to it by Coffey. Hemp. And Silcock was in the way. Crossthwaite. A little buzz around the Birmingham fans whenever she gets on the ball. Miyagawa. It's back with Silcock. out by Hertra. That's a good ball. Lindstrom. Fujino looks to hold her up, but Imam will get there before Hertra. But Birmingham have the throw-in inside City territory. Birmingham are about to make a change. Beatrice Sari will be coming on. Lee. And the cross fired into the penalty area. It was looking for Lindstrom, but it's cleared. Hertra and Hopcroft, but it's beyond Lindstrom, and Keating is able to gather, but Birmingham still unable to really test Manchester City defensively. But Sari would certainly be an attacking option. The Greek international. Heron. Coffey back towards Keating. Hopcroft winning it from Shaw. McKenna. Now Silcock. Cook. Hertra. Greenwood gets there. And Greenwood with an aerial duel which has left two players on the turf. So play will be stopped by Grace Lowe. And Rebecca McKenna quickly back to her feet. Birmingham making their first change. And it's Lee Grum-Min coming off. Birmingham's top scorer will be coming on. It'll be a tricky Sari. A second spell at the club, back from Everton. And she will possibly give Birmingham more of a threat going forward here. Greek international. Greenwood. Birmingham continuing to close down in the midfield area, and City have not been as effective since half-time at trying to bypass them, as Sari in pursuit here. The back pass, and Keating will have to play it. And then there's another clash of heads there. And Shannon Cook is the Birmingham player who collided with Lauren Hemp. And Cook will just have to take a minute. Lauren Hemp quickly back to her feet. It will be a free kick for Birmingham following that. And I think it's a shot at goal from Shannon Cook. It was always going wide, but in these conditions, with the low setting sun, why not? Laura Coombs now being replaced by Carolyn, so Andre Jeglerts looking to one of the stars on his bench, the Brazilian international signed from North Carolina Courage. Of course, Chelsea awaiting the winners here in the semi-final, and she scored a hat-trick against Chelsea in City's recent 5-1 victory in the Women's Super League. Hotcroft. Well, she gets it again. And it's quickly forward towards Sadi, but the cross is claimed by Keating. Lindstrom was the target there, but it was rather sent in with too much air. Birmingham City offering more of a defensive challenge here than many clubs from Manchester City in the Women's Super League so far this season. Certainly in terms of the results. Carolyn. Bertre winning it back initially, but then just overrunning it. Rose. Bertre. Lindstrom. Ball will spin back into play there. Rose. Back towards Rose again, the former Harvard graduate who moved to Manchester City from amateur football. Greenwood. Manchester City continuing to restrict Birmingham to hopeful efforts. And they've got a free kick here though, the challenge on Miyagawa. Sam Coffey who just bowled her over. Free kick here for the side who lead the second tier against the team who could soon be champions, and that's the problem for Manchester City when they do defend. And it's Bunny Shaw who was on the end of that. And that setting sun poking between the two stands at the other end of the stadium. Rose. And here is Silcock. Lindstrom just took a deflection, almost finds Crossthwaite who goes down, but no appeals from any Birmingham players. And Wahabi will eventually clear the ball away, and Shannon Cook got the final touch. This was Crossthwaite, but Wahabi just getting a body between the Birmingham player and the ball. Keating under pressure there from Lindstrom. Shaw. Manchester City had the throw in, but Bunny Shaw may have picked up a problem here. No free kick was given. And it was the challenge from Hannah Silcock. Just comes over to check on the only goal scorer so far. And when Bunny Shaw scored in the 8th minute, it looked as though Manchester City would make fairly short work of this game, but it's been a very attritional second half, and Birmingham deserve credit for that. Bunny Shaw is coming off here. Mary Fowler will replace her. You'll Australian international who is coming back from a long-term knee injury. This, the opening goal from Shaw in the 8th minute. And Kirsten Kasparai is also coming on as well. And Iman Beni, who made the goal, is coming off. Andre Jagler's just checking on his main striker. Iman Beni has provided plenty of pace down the right. Kasparai, the Dutch international, who scored and assisted against Manchester United last week, comes on for the remaining 20 minutes or so. Foul up. Silcock steps in, and now she looks to bring it forward, but she's lost out, and Birmingham could have a problem here. Fowler, Carolyn. Good challenge though by Hertra. Aaron tried to find her again, but here is Greenwood. Kasparai in pursuit. Now Heron. Manchester City continued to enjoy over 70% of the possession. But only 2 shots on target in the entire game, both in the first half. Good to see Mary Fowler back on the field after a lengthy layoff with the knee injury. She made her return in February. Kasparai. Oh, under pressure there, back to Keating. Sari was bearing down on her. Greenwood. Now Fowler, but she's offside. Just making a move too soon in behind Shannon Cook, who held the line. Silcock. This could break here for Lindstrom. And now Hertra. And she's got support inside the area, but the cross in from McKenna and the flag's up for offside. It was dealt with by Keating. Was nicely worked by Hertra, but McKenna making a move too soon. Kasparai and Keating then converged on her anyway. Was given away by City, but then they quickly recover. Fagino. Hemp. Now Carolyn. City need a bit more pace when they're moving the ball forward here. Hemp. Now Rose. Birmingham have got through an incredible amount of work. Well, that's a late challenge, but the referee allows play to continue. Sam Coffey with a quizzical look towards Grace Lowe. Hemp. Fowler. There's McKenna. And it breaks for Sari. And she can turn in field. She's got Lindstrom ahead of her, but she just waits too long. Coffey breaks it up, but now Heron. Wide towards Crossthwaite. Lindstrom makes the run into the area, but it's claimed well by Keating. And that's the sort of opportunity Birmingham have been looking for, to get the ball wide to Crossthwaite or Hertra. But in the end, Kiara Keating's handling was faultless yet again. Fowler losing out to Miyagawa. On from Hannah Silcock, but too long. Birmingham making another change. Roger Lindstrom coming off. And Vilma Lidhammar coming on. Swedish under-23 international, one of their January signings. Does have 6 goals so far, including an important winner at Bristol City. It set up the opportunity to go top against Sunderland. Well, Amy Merrick's seen her team stay in the game. And now she's maybe looking to push on and try and force extra time. Kasparai, well, that's very, very loose. That's a corner kick. And the home crowd roar their encouragement as Manchester City have gifted them an opportunity here. Birmingham's third corner of the game. And it's very deep. Cleared initially. But it will come back towards Hopcroft. Now Heron needs a good cross. And that one's too deep. Maybe Merrick's maybe looking at other attacking options, potentially. The Haitian international. Bathsheba Louis is another option. Silcock is getting some treatment for cramp, and it's no wonder some of the Birmingham players are just beginning to feel it here, because they've done a lot of work without the ball. And Lucy Thomas has also gone down for treatment, so Birmingham will get the opportunity to all gather around their coach. Jeglertz also gets the opportunity to speak to his players. And he'll know there is still a game to be won here. It's been 1-0 for a long, long time. And Amy Merrick's seen her team opened up only once, really. It is not as if Manchester City have missed a hatful of chances, because they haven't. In the second half, they have created very little. And Rebecca Kanak, the German international, is getting ready to come on. Of course, she's a defender. Play will resume with a goal kick as we tick towards the final 10 minutes. Lucy Thomas back on her feet. Greenwood. Now Fowler. Hemp is ahead of her, Caroline down the centre. Clever footwork from Fowler. She was looking for Fujino. And then Hasegawa! And it's turned onto the crossbar by Thomas. And Lucy Thomas kept Birmingham in the Women's FA Cup there. And now at the other end, Keating comes out, clatters into Crosthwaite. Well, Chiara Keating would claim that she was going for the ball, and she certainly got to it first. This was the earlier opportunity. Hasegawa, seeing the shot, palmed onto the bar by Thomas. And then she quickly launched it downfield. Greenwood ducking out of it. And there was that coming together between Keating and Crosthwaite. And it was the aftermath of that which was felt by the Birmingham attacker. Well, Lily Crosthwaite is back on her feet. No free kick was given. Birmingham have a throw-in. Crosthwaite will just go through the necessary checks. Well, she scored in the final minute against Sunderland on Wednesday here. And we're heading towards that sort of territory again. And Birmingham making a double change here. Rebecca Kanak is coming on first for Leila Wahabi for Manchester City. So that could mean that Alex Greenwood moves into the fullback area. And Birmingham preparing a double change, but not quite yet. Heron. Bertra heads on. Here is Hasegawa. Clever turn from her. Away from Leadhammer. And now Fujino. Hemp. Fowler waits in the centre. There she is, but a good challenge by Shannon Cook. It will be a corner. But the game beginning to open out as Birmingham look for the equalising goal. Hemp looking for Fowler, but Shannon Cook got there first. Birmingham have to be careful here because another goal and that's it. Rebecca Kanak waiting at the near post. And it's fisted away by Thomas. And then cleared by Sarri. Crosthwaite in pursuit, but it's run out of play by Hemp. And City have the throw-in. And here come more changes. Rebecca Holloway and the captain, Chelsea Cornett, are coming on. And Lucy Quinn also coming on as well. Lily Crosthwaite, one of the players who comes off. Lucy Quinn, the Irish international. Hannah Silcock is also withdrawn, along with Asato Miyagawa. Rebecca Holloway and Chelsea Cornett joining Lucy Quinn on the field. Lucy Quinn in her second spell with the club, returning from Spurs. Chelsea Cornet, the Scottish international, Scottish Cup winner with Rangers. And Rebecca Holloway, the Northern Ireland international, signed from Racing Louisville in the United States. Manchester City just looking to manage the clock here. Thomas clearing downfield. And Leadhammer unable to win the header initially, but Birmingham do have the throw-in. Cook, but a free kick's been given for the earlier challenge on Hemp. It was Vilma Leadhammer who committed the foul. And we are heading towards the final 5 minutes here. Kanak. Greenwood was looking to squeeze it through to Fagino, and in the end she's penalised. So Manchester City really inching towards the semi-final here against Chelsea. It would be a trip to West London, where they lost on the opening day of the Women's Super League season. Not really a taste of things to come by any means. Liverpool against Brighton is the other semi-final. So a team from outside the traditional Big Four will be heading to Wembley. Shepherded behind by Holloway for a goal kick. That was well seen by Coffey. She does that so well. Kasparai, the back heel from Carolyn. But Birmingham have it back here. And Leadhammer was dragged back. It will be a free kick. Cook. There's one for Sadi to chase. Rose just got a shove from her. In the end, Sari makes the challenge. And she wants the throw in, but doesn't get it. And this game is still much closer than Manchester City would like it to be, and maybe many outsiders believed it would be, but Birmingham can be very pleased about that, whatever happens in the remaining 2.5 minutes or so. Cook. Now Greenwood. Coffey. Kasparai. High and in behind for Fagino. She's twisting away from the challenge. And Fagino continues and she hits it, but it was blocked at the near post by Hopcroft. Hasegawa, and that's claimed by Thomas. She was in behind Hertra there for a moment. Fagina. And Hopcroft was in the way, and then Hasegawa. Kanak. And Rose. Manchester City have pretty much their first choice back four out there now. Rose. Certainly the back four which played at Old Trafford last week. Fowler. Carolyn. The scoop over the top. Hasegawa. And that's an excellent save by Thomas. Well, Manchester City nearly finished it there. Cleverly done between Carolyn and Hasegawa. Great technique on the volley, but it was matched by the save from Lucy Thomas. The scoop from the Brazilian. And the volley as it dropped from the Japanese international. Greenwood with the corner kick and headed off the bar by Kanak. Greenwood again, and that's claimed by Thomas. Well, Birmingham may be earning their stroke of luck there. Great header by Kanak, and it rattled the crossbar. And we're into added time. Sarri. And there will be a minimum of 7 more minutes. Heron will get there before Carolyn. Heron. And Kanak try to bring that ball down, but she's under pressure, and as a result she puts Keating under pressure, and Birmingham have the throw-in. Leadhammer. Corder wants it short, but the flag's up for offside. And the ball there really was too Chelsea cornered, but it was played further forward, although it was a tight call against Rebecca McKenna. And Keating is just lingering over the restart here. Helped on by Fowler. Hemp in pursuit, the back pass towards Thomas. Cook. Hasegawa. Carolyn. Challenge coming in from Hertra. Leadhammer. And now Sarli. Birmingham look to get things moving here. And the flag's up again against McKenna. A chance. And again, it was a marginal call. But there's still time here for Amy Merricks and Birmingham City, but they need the ball back very quickly. Holloway will take the throw in here. Hasegawa. Fowler. Behind Fagino, but she's able to get there. City at times Just happy to play keep ball if they have to. And now Hemp. Not taking the option of heading towards the corner flag, but now she has won a corner. Manchester City looking to finish things off here. It's been a great effort from Birmingham, but they've not been able to create the opportunities. Manchester City with the corner kick, which could help finish things off. Alex Greenwood completely unmarked, but it's whipped into that near post again by Kasperaj. Comes out to Greenwood, but she lashes it over the top. Greenwood was hanging about there for one reason, and it was nearly justified. Cornet, good challenge from Hasegawa. Manchester City happy to go back towards Keating. Now Kasperaj. Rose. Carolyn. And it's credit to Birmingham. But Manchester City have been forced to throw on so many of their big names. All of the youngsters have stayed on the bench. Hemp. Now Fowler. Hemp again. And the shot is wide. Well, it's been, I would imagine, a difficult watch for Andre Eglerts. His team have dominated so much of the game, but Amy Merrick's side have kept them out. We're into the final minute of added time. Kasperaj going long. Birmingham have the throw in. Amy Merricks will quickly retrieve it. Holloway going back towards Cook. Carolyn doing well to cover it. Will be a throw in, not from there though. As we tick towards the end of the 7 allotted minutes. Not from there either, to be honest, but there we go. Quinn. Well, she needs some support. Heron. Oh, she's given the ball away, but it doesn't matter. The game is over, and Manchester City are into the semi-finals. A great effort from Birmingham. Only one goal in the end, scored early on from Bunny Shaw, but it will be Manchester City away to Chelsea in the semi-finals of the Women's FA Cup. Bunny Shaw's goal the difference in the 8th minute. Birmingham City worked incredibly hard to prevent the WSL leaders from adding to their tally. Lauren Hemp, one of the players who was denied. Lucy Thomas making a couple of excellent saves in the closing stages. Birmingham never really able to test Kiara Keating at the other end. They will take a good deal from their performance as they hope to meet Manchester City again next season in the Women's Super League, but not for the first time in recent history. Bunny Shaw is the match winner, and it's Birmingham City 0, Manchester City 1. Here are the full-time highlights. The only goal scored in the 8th minute. Imam Beni with an excellent ball forward, and Bunny Shaw scoring her 21st goal of the season. And Beni working the 1-2 with Hasegawa. And Shaw with movement which was too much for Shannon Cook. And Manchester City with the perfect start. And it's no surprise that Bunny Shaw proved to be the difference. And it was Leila Wahabi who delivered a cross into the penalty area. And Hertra with a miskicked cross, and it was volleyed by Lauren Hemp just wide. Birmingham at this stage were working incredibly hard just to try and keep pace with Manchester City. Hemp will be disappointed not to have at least tested Lucy Thomas here. And then it was Hemp again who was involved here. Bunny Shaw pulling wide into the channel. Wahabi and Hemp were able to create the angle for the cross, and it was Laura Coombs with a far post header which bobbled just wide. And it was this sort of interchange which Birmingham City found difficult to appreciate at times during the first half. Coombs unable to guide the header towards the target. A low ball driven into the penalty area from Hasegawa, which took a deflection and was eventually scrambled to safety. And Bunny Shaw looking to help keep the pressure on. She came inside, and the shot in the end was a disappointment for Ayoba Fujino. Went for precision when she had plenty of time to get the shot on target. And it was a simple save for Lucy Thomas in the end. And then Shaw finding Wahabi and Coombs. It was Lauren Hemp, her shot was blocked. It was good defending, but it came back out towards Shaw, and it was deflected onto the post by the Birmingham captain, Niamh Herron. I don't think she knew too much about it, but it proved to be just enough. So much of the game was played around the Birmingham penalty area. And it was Fujino here who did well to gather inside the box, drove it low, but safe hands from Lucy Thomas. Into the second half. And Manchester City made changes. And it was Hasegawa who hit this. And Thomas able to palm the ball up onto the crossbar to keep Birmingham City in the game. And then the ball was quickly played forward, and Kiara Keating thundering into Lily Crosthwaite. This was the effort from Hasegawa. And Thomas able to pick up the rebound, and she quickly cleared downfield. Greenwood allowed the ball to run, and Keating had to deal with it. And both her and Crosthwaite in a genuine attempt to win the ball, and Keating got there first. And the game really opened out as Birmingham pushed on looking for the equaliser. And it was Lauren Hemp with a cross in here towards Mary Fowler. And it was good defending from Shannon Cook. And Birmingham were at times leaving themselves short-handed at the back, but that was a necessity due to the state of the game. And Carolyn, one of the players brought on, involved here, scooping it in towards Hasegawa, and the volley kept out superbly by Thomas. The best moment of quality in the game, really. The vision of Carolyn and the technique of Hasegawa, but Thomas with an excellent save. And from the corner kick, Greenwood's delivery headed onto the crossbar by Rebecca Kanak. And that was the final opportunity for Manchester City, as they won by 1-0. So, only one goal in the end. Manchester City with 15 attempts, 4 on target. Birmingham unable to test Kiara Keating with a shot on goal. Manchester City with over 70% of the possession, but Birmingham had a game plan and they stuck to it, and I'm sure they will take a good deal from their performance. But it is Chelsea against Manchester City in the semi-finals of the Women's FA Cup. Credit to Birmingham, but it's Manchester City who make progress. Hope you enjoyed the game. From Nigel Adderley, it's goodbye.